Third grade social studies teachers. My name is Catherine, and today we're going to be talking about how to use the SeeThinkWonder routine and the third grade passport to social studies curriculum. I'm hoping that by the end of this video, you're going to understand the purpose behind the routine and get a chance to explore some of the lessons that use it and think about some ways to extend this routine. So just to start off, these are the social studies standards that are covered when you use a SeeThinkWonder routine in a lesson. Students are gathering, interpreting, and using evidence from different primary and secondary sources, and they're helping, it helps to create an understanding of the past using those sources. So let's try it out together. Look at this image right now. What do you see? What do you think? And what do you wonder? Take a moment for yourself. You can pause the video too to really get a close look at this picture. This is actually from an 8th grade social studies passport lesson. Well, in going through the process as a student yourself, what did you notice? Maybe you noticed that it's easy to ignore some key details in an artifact unless you're really closely observing it, or that some of your assumptions can come right up to the forefront, which in turn creates a great opportunity to challenge student misconceptions and biases. And you might have also noticed that it piques your interest. What is that image about? What's going on? This can be an exciting tool to use to get kids thinking about a certain topic. So why do we use it? Why would we use the SeeThinkWonder routine? Well, for one, it provides a conceptual framework, right? It's a graphic organizer like many others that we've used. And it establishes a thinking routine, right? So it separates objective analysis from evaluative or interpretive analysis. First, you're just observing, and then you're starting to question and wonder. It really invites students to slow down their thinking. So instead of just jumping straight to a conclusion, you've really got to process through each step of this routine. And it supports students in providing reason or evidence for claims. Lastly, it encourages students to document their thinking, to critically examine a source, to think creatively, and to analyze. And as we said before, it can be very motivating to use this routine to look at an artifact or a different source. So when are some good times to use the SeeThinkWonder routine? You might want to use it at the start of a lesson to garner student interest. This can be done synchronously or asynchronously. You might assign it as asynchronous work with the goal of exploring a specific primary or secondary source, or maybe even as group or partner work with the same goal, either in a breakout room or with in-person partners, depending on what type of teaching you're doing this year. So let's take a look together at some sample lessons that this is used in, and hopefully you can start thinking about how you might use the SeeThinkWonder routine. So we're going to start off with a really early lesson. This happens right at the beginning of the year in social studies in 3rd grade, Unit 1, Day 1, thinking about how geographers look at the world. And what students are asked to do is to look at some geographers' tools and go through this routine. And they really start to think about what geographers do and what tools they use, and how certain tools might be better suited for different purposes. And again, this can be done in asynchronous or synchronous environments, and you can modify the task depending on how you're teaching and what your students need. Then it again has them do it independently. So students would look through different websites and write what they see, what they objectively observe, what they think, and what they wonder, what questions it might further incite. Now we have a unit a little bit later on where they're still looking at a map, still using a map for this routine. And although they've developed some map analysis skills, this serves as a good reminder. So they're going to complete the SeeThinkWonder routine in this lesson, thinking about a specific goal in mind, which is how the people of Peru live and make changes to the land. So they look through a map, highlighting as a teacher, you're highlighting some different features of this map, including elevation and the location of the capital. And then you're considering what type of map it is and what special characteristics this map has, and then you go through the SeeThinkWonder routine. And what I really like about this lesson is that it prompts students even further. It provides really specific questioning for each part of the SeeThinkWonder. So what do you observe on the map? What do you think is happening? What makes you think that? And then what issues or ideas does it raise? And the modeling for this is that you might notice there are certain high sea level areas that could affect the people of Peru. And students, again, will go through this process independently with 2 more maps. So the next lesson I'm going to show you does not use a map at all. Instead, this is an image of a statue. So it's looking at another source, different type of source. And as a part of the introduction, you're going to have students analyze this image. And then using that analysis, you get to start thinking about the history and the people of Peru. So the last one I'm going to show you is from the unit in Nigeria, the case study of Nigeria. And this is a bit of an extension from SeeThinkWonder to See, Think, and Analyze Similarities and Differences. So you're looking at some traditional art from Nigeria and going through the See and Think portion of the routine and then describing some unique qualities. So let's say you've done one of these lessons, you've used this routine to analyze a map, to analyze an artifact, to do whatever you want. So what can you do next? How can you follow it up? Well, one way you can do that is to push students to dig deeper. Ask them questions like, do you wonder why? Do you wonder how? Do you wonder when or where? Or what makes you say that? This is a good opportunity to challenge those assumptions that we talked about at the beginning, right? They think one thing, maybe it's based on some prior knowledge. How can you get them towards, objective truth or towards using more evidence? One thing that's great after using the SeeThinkWonder routine is to have a whole class discussion where you're sharing out, and this can happen in person or via video chat or even asynchronously. You can have kind of like a chalk talk discussion over Padlet or Flipgrid or a live doc where students are typing on. And another option for that is to do a think, pair, share routine. Well, I hope this has helped you, and I look forward to talking to you in the next video. Bye.